my best friend do this to me? After I told him, I'll pay him back.
Look out!
And man, I heard your car got impounded. I mean, your car got stolen. It's an impound. He said, how much is it? I said, it's $300. He's like, damn, that's a lot of money, man. He said, I don't know how you gonna get the money. You don't got no job, nothing like that. But you know, I'm your friend and you know, I can help you out. And I was like, you can help me out? He was like, yeah, man, I can help you out, man. I can give you $300 and stuff like that. And when you get back on your feet, just pay me. And I was like, thinking about it. Okay, you know? And he gave me the money. He came down there and helped me get out of the impound. He gave the guy $300 to get him out of the impound. And I told him, I said, hey, right now, I don't have the money. So I'll pay you when I get a good job. Get a job. He was like, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. So I was like, okay. And I told him too, I'll pay you back. Don't tell my mom. Don't tell nobody. It's between me and you. He was like, man, we shook on it. He was like, man, you're my homie. We've been best friends for a long time. So he shook my hand. I was like, well. And so he gave me the money, got out the impound. I was happy and stuff like that. 2 weeks called. 2 weeks went by. And I still didn't have no job. And my mom called me, your friend came to the house asking me for $300. And I was sitting there like, what, Mom? She's like, yeah, your friend, he came over and asked for $300 and I gave it to him. I was like, what you mean, Mom? She was like, yeah, he said that you didn't have the money, so he said I just went ahead and gave it to him. I was pissed. I was like, really, Mom? She's like, yeah, and stuff like that. And I was mad. And I thought to myself, like, why would my best friend do this to me? After I told him, I'll pay him back. Give me a chance. But he didn't really trust me at the time. So I looked at it like, if you don't trust me like that as a friend, fuck it. You're not my friend. So I went on with my life. And my mom, about a month later, 2 months went by, she said, did you call your friend? His name, I call him David. Did you call David? And I was like, Mom, I ain't talking to him. Hell no, I'm not talking to him. I ain't want him to go ask you for the money. I'm going to pay him the money. I don't think, man, I'm good. I said, man, we don't have to be friends no more. I didn't care about it. I was like, man, whatever. And my mom was like, I don't know what you're going to do, but I already paid him and stuff. So I was like, whatever. I went on with my life. And then 4 months later, my mom said, you're not talking to him? I said, no, I'm not talking to him, Mom, and not like that. She said, you know your friend came over talking to me saying he don't want to lose you as a friend and stuff. And I was like, man, fuck him. I don't need him as a friend. I don't need no, fuck David. And my mom was like, I know you guys been friends for a long time. You guys should just talk it out and be friends again. I'm like, man, forget it. Forget that. And my mom told me something. She said, I know you guys are friends, but don't worry about the money. I said, Mom, it's not about the money. It's about the respect and, the trust. And she was like, I understand, but you don't want to lose your money over your friend. And I thought about it, and I really was just still mad, like, man. But my mom said, don't lose your friend over money. Nothing like that. Just don't ask him for no money and you don't ask. He don't ask you for the money, you don't ask him for the money. And I thought about it. I still had a grudge. So about 2 weeks later, we talked it out. and everything. I told him what it was. Like, man, I told you, that I don't have the money, but when I get a job, I was going to pay you back. He's like, man, I apologize, man. My bad. I shouldn't even did that, man. I don't want to lose you, man. You my homie. You know what I'm saying? We've been friends for a long time. And I thought about it, and I was like, all right. It was cool. But I was saying to myself, like, I knew that day, like, money and friends don't go together. It just don't. Something about money is evil. It can be your girlfriend, it can be your wife. It's just, money is an evil thing. I see people married and divorcing because of money. It's evil. You can lose a lot over money. Family members. And I learned something that day, like, you can't let everybody borrow money. You have to learn in life that just tell your friend no. He might be mad. But if you can't afford it, if you can, then give it to him. But if you give somebody something, don't look for it back. Just forget it. God will bless you in the long run. But I had to learn in my life, like, if you do give money, give the money you can. And don't look back. But I gave a lot of money that day. $300 back in them days, 20 years ago, was a lot of money. And I did. Almost lost a friend. And I learned how to keep friends, too. You know how to keep friends? It's by not asking them about no money. So when I go with my homies, we all got our own money. I got my money. He got his money. I might ask for a beer. Hey, Don, you want a beer? I don't even ask for a beer. Sometimes I do. I'll be like, hey, man, can you give me? No, I don't even ask. They have, Don, you want a beer? Yeah, I take a beer. Hell yeah. I buy them a beer too. But that's it. As a grown man, you can't just ask a man, like, man, can you pay my way to get in? Nah, that shit don't look right as a man. You got to stand your own grounds and be a man. But that money taught me a lot. A lot of people lost a lot of relationships over it, friendships and family members and everything. But if you owe somebody money, just pay them back. It's not worth losing a friend or a family. You might be mad, but is it really worth that? It's just money. It's just a piece of paper. You hold on that grudge because you're mad because you want that person to pay you back. Sometimes they don't pay you back. You just got to cough it up. The money that you don't get paid back, God gonna bless you in the long run. I had two homies that borrowed the money from each other. It was a lot of money. Took it about $2,000. And he thought the other homie was going to pay back, but the other homie didn't pay him back. And he was mad. The other guy didn't care. He did give him some money back, but you just say to yourself, like, money and friends don't mix. Money and blood don't mix. It just don't. I'm learning, like, if it's $20 or $5, give it back to your friend. Or pay them another way, a drink or do something nice for them. People don't forget. If it's little money, people do forget. But if it's a lot of money, people don't forget. It's just, don't borrow money if you can't pay it back. Leave that shit alone. And all the people out there that people didn't pay you back, God gonna bless you twice as much. Let God deal with it. You're gonna get hurt because you ain't got the money, but you're gonna get blessed any other way, in other ways, because you gave. But during that time, I almost lost a good friend. And to this day, we still friends. One of my best friends. I got all kind of good friends. But he was one of my real good friends. We still talk. He married, but we still friends. Been friends for almost, 25 years now? Or even longer? I don't know. Been friends since I was, 22? About 20 years. I'm 49. About 25, 26 years now. I learned in life, be careful with that money. People are just crazy when it comes to that money. But hey, I almost lost the best friend. Don't lose one over money. It's not worth it.